next stage of human consciousness, and it will be presented to you by Dr. Sheena Abraham. So before moving on with the webinar session, I would like to remind you that you will be receiving the certificate of participation for attending the webinar, and you will be receiving the same through the registered email ID. Also, for the participants, please keep in mind that you turn off your mic throughout the session. And if you have any doubts or if you have any questions for the presenter, please post it on the chat box and we will address it once the presenter is ready. Okay, thank you so much. Now, if you have any, like I've mentioned, we'll be also posting the links for the courses. You can have a look at it once you are ready. Once the session is over, you can have a look at our courses that we provide at UniAthena. Now, without further delay, let me please introduce you to our panelist, Dr. Sheena Abraham. So, Dr. Sheena Abraham, she is the head of the department at AKI University, and she is a industrial expert with 11 years of experience in the teaching field of IT and HR. She is a dynamic and motivated professional. She has experience in strategic HRM, strategic management. Then she has an experience in human resource accounting, as and she is also a competency-based HRM. These are her areas of expert, and she has also published a book, and she has also published 35 plus research papers under a renowned UGC approved journals. She is also part of the team designing MBA revised syllabus, and she is also paper setter for subject at Savitribai Phule Pune University. So once again, I welcome you all for the webinar session, and thank you, Dr. Sheena ma'am. It's a privilege to have you here. So over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Sukanya. Good afternoon, all of you. Is my voice audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So today the topic of today's session is reinventing organization with next stage of human consciousness. You might be thinking that what is this topic, that reinventing organization, right? So in this topic, you will be studying about how we should reinvent our organization and how the consciousness of human being, the employees, human resources who are working there, that is changing day by day. So this topic was inspired from a book of Frederick Laloux, that is Reinventing Organization. In this book, he has explained about new concepts, how organizations were evolved, and how the organizations developed and people working atmosphere changed and the leadership culture changed in the organization. So, apart from that, this topic struck once when I was discussing this topic with one of the CEO of Japanese company. He told me that I don't have any employees in my organization. So that statement struck me, that why there is no employees. So he said everybody is a members or owners of the organization. So the treatment, what they say, according to him, that if I will not treat them as my employee, if I will treat them as my members, we will be sharing a common vision of the organization and together we can achieve it. So that example, that was like a difficult thing for me to digest, that how a salaried employees, right? Whenever you join any organization, everybody is a salaried employee. So how we can treat a salaried employee as a colleague or a member of the organization. So further, when I read this book, it inspired a lot, and in this book, it has given how the organization and the leadership culture, or we can say organization cultures is gradually developing. So when we say human development happen in stages, we all know that life evolution is inevitable, and companies that do not evolve will die. So humanity also evolve in stages. We are not like trees that grow continuously. In same like company also, organization also, a sudden transformation happens. So whatever transformation happens in the organization, he has divided those transformations in the colors. Can you see a graph here where you can see that how the author of this book has given the transformation of the organization, or we can say evolution of the organization, into different colors. So in this case you can see that it has started with red color. So in this case, around 1 lakh years before, there was an infrared era, and mainly we can say we will start with the red era. That is a 2000 years before we were starting with the red era. So he has divided that. In this red era, what he has said, that there was a chiefdom, means that in every company the style of the leadership was dominant, autocratic leaders. We all know that in the during the industrialization time, what type of companies we had. We had a companies with an industry where one leader was there, and he rules the leader, and his decision was considered as a all employees or whatever worker, whoever working in that organization, they used to follow that. So red, that was the red, he has given it color as a red organization. The style of leadership and employees working pattern was red, so it was a powerful chiefdom, an autocratic leader. Then he has given a next era a color called amber. Amber color, where it was given as a formal hierarchical order, where commands and control was given to the leader, has a command and control, and he used thick method to control the employees, right? So according to them, you might have heard about Maslow's theory. There is theory X and theory Y. So in one theory, we have that we think that human beings are here to work, and others in other theory, we it is a concept that employees has to be treated strictly, then only they work. So in this amber era, they treat the employees with a strict formal hierarchies. Commands were given, and the control and the entire control was in the hand of the leader. After that, he has divided 100 years ago. We come to the type of organization which is under orange color. Here, the concept was a cutthroat competition. So here they wanted the major focus was to generate profit. Here the major focus was to generate profit. How to generate profit? So entire leadership focus was on the prediction and the controlling the whatever we can say profitability index or whatever control is there, it was on the control. Next comes to the green era. Green era, in the green era, the relationship was above all. They were considered all stakeholders perspective. It was an overall development. We will see each and every color in detail. And after that, the best time now, the currently we are in a teal era. So teal color he has given here, and in that he has highlighted the teal organizations should be having a self-management concept. So everything we will be seeing in detail. What are the different styles of organizations? So when you see red organization, you can see the characteristics of red organizations. So means 2000 years before, whatever organizations we had, it was categorized under red color. So it was a red organization where constant exercise of power by chief was conducted to keep the troop in line. So the example were given like a mafias, like street gangs, how they function in the same way this type of organization used to function. One leader, he is leading and everybody is blindly following behind the leader. Fear was the important thing. Fear is the glue of the organization. All the employees were following the leadership because of the fear, and it was a highly reactive method, and their focus was very short term. So what was the work culture? What they used to do, they used to divide the labor. There was a division of labor. So it divides the labor and gives the different tasks to each employees, and the command and entire authority was lying with the leader. That was the red organization. Next was the orange organization. Orange organizations is an we can say it is an example of a military. How they are running, everything was like goal is given to them, and goal is to beat the organization, goal is to beat the competition and maximum profit. How you can achieve maximum profit? The it is like cutthroat competition. Whatever you will be doing, you have to achieve your goal, and you have to generate profit and revenue, and that is considered as a growth of the organization. In that case, innovation is considered as a key element for that, and the breakthrough were innovations, accountability, and meritocracy. Means innovation was given importance, then accountability, if you have a position and based on your merit you were given the increments or you were given the position in the organization. Next is your green organization. When you say green organization, that was before few years that you are having most of the company now following not teal organization, they are still came till the green organization, where they are given more importance to the value of the value and culture of the organization. You can see that many organizations are culture driven organizations. So within the classic pyramid structure, we can say they have a pyramid structure, there is a leadership, but the focus is on the culture development, how we can keep the employees happy and how we can empower them and how we can keep the employee motivated. So culture was given an overall importance in the green organization. So what was the author says that now the revolution evolution what needs to be done in the organization is the we all have to come to the teal organization. So what is teal organization? So in this teal organization, what author wanted is to replace the entire hierarchical pyramid structure of organization. You might be studied with the like organizational structure. How is the organizational structure? Can anyone tell me the organizational structure? How the organization work? Hello? Yes, Sukanya, is it allowed to discuss or we will discuss afterwards?
Yes, Dr. Shreya will
No, ma'am.
discuss
No, ma'am. It
afterwards.
is not allowed.
Okay, okay,
This
After
will discuss
completion
after.
of this webinar, we will take questions.
okay, okay. So
Thank you,
now
ma'am.
when we say teal organization, so here author wanted to replace the hierarchical pyramid. So in the hierarchical pyramid, you all can see that in any organizational structure, how the structure is, there is one CEO. Under one CEO, there are four MDs, and under four MDs, there will be 10 managers. Under 10 managers, there will be 100 workers. So in that case, if any worker has to take any decision or any problem, he will approach his boss. His boss will approach his boss, and then his boss will take a permission from the above, and that reporting channel will happen, and the decision also comes from the top what to do. So that is the hierarchical pyramid of the organization that most of the organizations are having now. So here in this steel organization, what they wanted, the self management. So we will see further what is self management in detail, and apart from that self management, the another concept what the author wanted to highlight, that in this organization we should highlight wholeness. So what is a wholeness? When we work in any of the organization, I go to office and I stay in home. In both the cases, my attitude, my presentation, my style is different. Okay, how I behave in my home and how I behave in my office, I don't give my best in my office. I always wear a mask, so I don't give my 100% of potential, maybe out of fear, or I am binded with certain rules and responsibilities. So my role is there defined and responsibility is defined. I was binded in that. So he in this organization, in this type of organization, they want to focus on the wholeness of the employee. And there is another thing is that there will be a evolutionary purpose, means each employee should be aware about the purpose of the organization. And it is said that if I know my purpose, why what is the purpose of the organization, and it is clearly explained to me that okay, this is the purpose of the organization, and you have to work in this to achieve this purpose, and it is your responsibility to achieve the purpose. So in that case, I will be working on that. If I will be held accountable, my contribution is visible, then I will be like my purpose and organizational purpose will be aligned. So every employee should be given clear understanding about the organizational purpose. So what type of leadership they are highlighting in this type of organization is a distributed leadership, where what is the expectation is the inner righteousness, and the purpose of primary motivator is that we all should be motivated from within. So according to this thing, the author, like what he is suggesting, in this type of organization the employees work more and they give their output and their performance is more in this type of organization, where they are given their freedom and where they are allowed to do their own work according to their, and they are allowed to take their own decisions. So it sounds very difficult, but later on I will show you that there are many organizations right now following this uh, philosophy and they are getting massive success. So we will see that in the how the HR concept and how the entire management and the working culture of the leadership is changing. So we will see that these are the 5 layers, where we can see that red color is there. Red color is identified as an impulsive. You all know that what determines, if I want to say which stage is an organization. For example, if I'll say a organization, I'll see any organization, how I will define that which stage is this is in this organization. It depends upon the leadership. If I want to define the level of the consciousness of an organization, it depends on the level of the consciousness of its leader, how the leader wants to treat the employee. I think that everybody will agree to it that whenever you are working, or if you are aspiring to work in an organization, you will work as per the leader, right? If your leader is very strict, he wants you to follow whatever he is saying, you will work on that pattern. If he wants you to give input in the decision making, you will give input. If he will give you full freedom to work, you will give your best and you will take that freedom and work. Okay, it depends upon the leader. So in this leadership, we can say that he has, as we discussed, it is red, which is very impulsive leadership, and it is characterized by establishing and enforcing authorities through power. So the leader was establishing the authority through power. Second is the amber, which is viewed what is right or internalized according to a belief common to a group. There is a self discipline where we are following a pattern and everybody is following the same pattern. Third is orange, where the main focus was on the achievement, profit, outcome. What is the outcome of the organization? Means that the world is seen as a machine. It is predictable and able to do scientifically. We can understand, okay, if I will work in this way, I can increase my productivity. If I will give the pricing this way, this much profit will come to my organization. That type of attitude, their focus was on the profit, or we can say the outcome. So afterwards we become little more society conscious, then it comes to a green color, pluralistic organization, where people were treated equally and where we want to take care of our all stakeholders. Like all stakeholders means society. Through my organization, whatever I will be doing, the entire stakeholders, customers should be benefited, society should be benefited, and then if my customer is benefiting with my product, society is benefiting, then ultimately that is my profit also. I will also get a profit. So afterwards, the evolution now further happens in the human consciousness is the teal evolution, where we want to consider that each each employees has a inner voice, and each employee has a unique potential. I cannot treat them as a flock of wolves. Like everybody is not same. That I give a instruction and all my 10 employees will be working in a same pattern. No, every human being is different with having a different potential, so we have to give them a work according to their potential and allow them to work freely. So that was the concept in this organization. So we can see that yardsticks of getting things done was changed from external to internal. Here in red, what was the yardstick? It was given that get me what I want. The boss says, whatever I want, you have to give me that. Second, in the amber, what they are doing, they are conforming to social norms. Whatever is the social norms, we are working on that norms. In orange, they are treating as a yardstick. Measurement yardstick was the effectiveness and success. In green, that is belongingness and harmony within the organization. People should be happy in the organization. But now in the teal organization, that is inner happiness, inner passion, everything. That what is your calling? Are am I supposed to work in an organization? For example, if I am not good in sales, if my I am not happy with doing sales, then I will not give my best, right? In the sales work. Some people are good in mathematics, some people are good in convincing, some people are good in servicing. So, what is your inner calling? According to your inner calling, you are allowed to choose your own work. You will be appointed in the organization. You can choose your own purpose and you can contribute. You can decide, okay, my calling is this, and I know what is the purpose of the organization, and I can contribute in this area. So you yourself is deciding where I can contribute. So based on that, your contribution will be more. So in that, Frederick Laloux, he has highlighted the breakthroughs. Breakthroughs means in red, they have divided the work and the authority was flowing from top to bottom. In the amber, there was a replicable process and a stable organizational chart. In the orange, the importance was the innovation, accountability, and merit. In the green breakthrough, it's the concept of empowerment and value driven culture, and stakeholders' value was given more importance. In the teal, it was self management, wholeness, and evolutionary purpose. So, this is a gist of your entire evolution of the organization. We can see the how the consciousness, human consciousness, is changing in each stage of the evolution. Like from the red, you can see the fear was there. In the second orange, there was a social norms. There were formal rules were there, hierarchy was there, their work pattern was there. In that they used to follow. And then third is the amber. Here what you they used to do in the orange, innovation and competition and profit. The major focus was on the competition, how to compete in the market, how to get maximum profit, what innovation will give a better output. That was the focus. Like you might all might be thinking that this orange is best, right? We all want profit. If profit is there, then that is the best. So every focus of the organization is profit, that is right. But when you say the more evolution, the consciousness, the within us, what we feel that okay, if I only focus in the profit, and if I will not focus on the delight of my customer or in the happiness of my employees and engagement of if any value sharing is not been done, this profit will not last for long. Okay, because you can make profit now, But if you don't have a consistent customer, your customer is not happy, you don't have a happy employees, you don't have a good society, you don't have a good culture in your organization. If the culture of the organization is not good, then the employees will leave. You will not get a employees best. So then the green organization happened. Then once this is achieved, now we have a value driven organization. So at that time we know that now my employees are happy, my customers are satisfied, and we our values, we follow values and ethics very strictly, and we are doing our main focus is on the employee engagement and employee empowerment. When we say empowerment, we have made our employee empowered also, and we take opinion of the employees, and it is employee engagement also. So after that, then we go ahead to the teal organization. So again, further, how can we improve? How a human can improve? Then further, now since customer is happy, employee is happy, and the organization culture is also very good, then what further improvement, right? So here also there was a dominance, there was some hierarchy, something, there was some problem was there. So to avoid that, human consciousness further developed in the organization, the culture of the organization further changed. What they said, why the decision making should be centralized, they have divided the distributed decision making. The organizational employees should give a freedom, they should learn to do their own self management, they should not be assigned. Means every day boss will not boss, there should not be any boss who will come in the morning, who will give the task to the employee, and the employee will be doing that task and submitting it to the boss in the evening. No, employee should say, you will find a difference when you are also working in your home. If somebody will tell you to work and you yourself will come up and own any work, you yourself will say, like if you are a student, right? If your teacher is telling, it is like as a student I'm giving you example. If as a teacher, if I'm a good teacher, I will every day I'll come and tell you, you study 2 chapters, evening I'll take your test. So in that case, you will, whatever work you will be doing, whatever study you will be doing, that study you will be doing under pressure, the test you will be giving under pressure. On the contrary, if I'll tell you, you tell me how many, this is the 5 chapters you have to finish before in a week time, and now you tell me how many chapters you will study today. So when you tell me how many chapters you will study, you will study it wholeheartedly. And I will ask you only, you tell me what type of exam should I take. Then when you will tell me the pattern, then you will be more happily doing it. Ultimately, my purpose is to, the organization wants the achievement work to be done. Either the hierarchy, the boss will give you a work, or you yourself choose a work. So in the teal organization, they focus on the self management. Employees should come up and tell what work they want to do and what how they will execute, and they are given full freedom to do that work. In the wholeness, there should not be any mask. They can work freely, they can work happily, they can express their emotions, they can do everything. They will be completely in a full purpose. But only thing that the organization imbibe the purpose of the organization. Every organization has a purpose. Some organization wants to become a best like a best customer service organization. Some says I want to make profit, some says I want to expand my market share, some says I want to make a product compatible to the society, benefit for the society. Whatever is the purpose of the organization, you have to understand that purpose, and you have to contribute to achieve from your part, to contribute to achieve the purpose of that organization. So in this case, the green organization, value driven green organization, to we will be shifting to teal organizational culture. So here the difference what we are doing is we are abolishing the hierarchy. There will not be any hierarchy. When we are saying no hierarchy means this is a hierarchy layer of management who establish how we need to take a approval, who will be giving the demands, how we will be processing the work. So CEO will be there, then comes to the upper management, then comes to the middle management, then supervisor, and then staff. If staff face any problem, what they will do? They will go to the supervisor. Then supervisor either gives a permission there, or if it is critical, then what they will do? They will escalate the matter to middle level management. If level management could not solve, then they will escalate. So sometime it happens for one decision, it takes lot of time. And staff also does not hold himself complete authority. So there is a, from the hierarchical structure of the organization, they have made a holocracy. Holocracy, in this holocracy, what they will be doing, they takes power traditional reserve for executive and managers and spread them across all employees. The power is spread between all employees, and what they do, they divide the employees in circles. What they do, they divide the employees in a small circle, and they are given with a role. For example, we four employees are in one circle. My role is to execute the do the marketing work. This is one circle is for the marketing. So I am solely responsible for my marketing decision. Whatever decision I have to take, I have given a task. I have to contribute. I know that my company wants to achieve. This is the purpose of the company. Company wants zero customer complaint. Company wants 10,000 sales. So I know what is the purpose of the organization. Towards that purpose I will be working. If I will face any issue, I will not be asking any permission from anybody. I will discuss within my circle, and all the members will be giving me advices. Okay, they will give me advice, and now it is up to me that how much advice I am to take. Whatever I want to take, then I'll take the ownership and I will execute the work. So within this, like this bigger circle, if we consider as a marketing circle, and within this there are smaller circles for, like for example, advertising. One will be of some promotion. Hana, if this the retail department, they will be doing that way. So this way, the hierarchy of an organization will be replaced with holocracy. So it sounds very good that everybody of us, we want to work in an organization where we want to work happily, right? But so how we can say what are the characteristics of a teal organization? So in teal organization, what they say that life is a journey of unfolding. Instead of pre-planned goals, we will be achieving one by one. Internal yardstick to grow into true nature and work towards your calling. You have to work towards your calling. Whatever is your passion, you have to work on your passion. You have to see that what is your passion, and on that passion you have to work. Then third is a life well lived breed success and profit. If I am doing a life, I am enjoying my life well lived. Okay, it means that that is I am indirectly achieving a success and indirectly getting profit. Afterwards, the focus is on the strengths. They give focus on the strength of the employees. They don't give focus on the failures or what you are doing wrong in that. Then comes to here, they in this organization, they don't treat anything as a mistakes. There is no mistake. Only you have opportunities. If you do any mistake, you can treat that opportunity, that as an opportunity to learning opportunities. Like we do mistakes, second day we repeat the same mistake, third day we repeat the same mistake. It's not like that. Once you do mistake, if you yourself internally realize your mistake, you will not repeat it. Okay, means that you have learned a lesson that if I do my work in this pattern, the mistake will happen, so I should not repeat it. Okay, then where I am getting an opportunity to learn that a new pattern of work which will not take me to a mistake. Then wisdom beyond rationality. Both and thinking means we have to include everybody, not either or. One thing, we will not choose one thing. Then you have to integrate your mind, body, soul. If you are working passionately, your body, you will not feel tired. You will not, entire your body will be focusing on the work. You will be day and night. Somebody has a hobby, right? If you have a hobby of playing music, you can play music for hours, you will not feel tired. But same thing, if you are if somebody will tell you to stand and play this music and you will be given salary by force, you will not enjoy it. So everything whatever you will be doing, you have to do with passionately. You have to be true to yourself, your own consciousness. You have to ask yourself whether it is right or wrong. If yourself, because whenever we do anything wrong, before somebody else tell me that this is wrong, our own conscious tells us that boss, we are doing something wrong, but we ignore our conscious and we go ahead. So that should not be happening. If we have to create work in a team organization, we have to be true to ourselves. We have to strive for wholeness. Wholeness means everybody should be happy, you should be happy, others should be happy, life should be happy, nature should be good, everything should be happy. So this is like a dream. We can say this is like a dream, but this can be achieved if we practice these steel breakthroughs. One is self management, wholeness, and evolutionary purpose. So in this self management, how these steel organizations are earning self management. So we will see how the self management is going. So teal organization operates effectively. Even people say self management is possible if you are working in a small organization. Okay, everybody is there for doing their own work. Boss is having an eye on everybody, and then that is possible. But no, it can be possible in the large organization also. So what they do is they set up structure and practice in which people have high autonomy in their domain and accountable for coordinating with others. So whatever domain they are working in, they will be given full freedom, and they are accountable also. They are accountable also for their work. Power and control are deeply embedded throughout the organization. So in this organization, they will be not no longer specific position, specific leader will not be having a power. Throughout the organization, each individual is having is having a power to execute their own task. But in this system will work on trust. Here, workers, employees are seen as colleague or members, and it is believed that if you are having a will, and if anybody is having, if you everybody wants to do anything, they can achieve it. And if they want to do it rightly, if they I will give the freedom, everybody does their work nicely. So that is the self management, giving you full freedom. Second is your wholeness. Wholeness, as I told you, there should not be any separation between a personal self and a professional self. You have to work how you are having at home. At home, everybody is the best. Okay, we give our best in the house. We show our best attitude in the house. In the office, we go, we become passive, maybe out of the fear. No, you have to leader in the office will create an atmosphere, and you also have to give your 100%. You have to work full energetically, passionately, and creatively. And third is a evolutionary purpose. So it based on the strategy. Whatever company has a strategy, whatever the company is having a purpose, that purpose is communicated to the employees, and everybody we will together work for achieving that purpose. So, in this, if I say this is a beautiful picture where there is no means there is no boss, you are free to work, you are free to take your decision. No, you are given entire freedom, right? So you are allowed to do as per your passion, but there are some assumptions in that. A company will give you when leader will give you that, when there are some assumptions. If you have to implement, if any company or any leader has to implement self management, what as an employee we have to show? Certain things we have to show to the boss, to the organization. It is understood that this should be existing, certain things should be existing in that organization. One is trust. We relate to one another with an assumption of positive intent. There should be 100% trust within the employees that we have a positive intention with each other. Until we are proven wrong, trusting co-worker is a default means of engagement. You have to trust your co-worker. If I am telling you something, if I am telling, sharing any problem, you have to trust. If you are assigning any work and giving to somebody, you have to trust that they will execute it. Until and unless it is not proven wrong. And freedom and accountability. You have to give the entire freedom. Okay, this is the task. You have to do this task. And that other person has to show full accountability towards that work. So in that case, this is the basic assumption that trust exists in the organization. All the employees are trusting each other. Second assumption is information and decision making. All business information, whatever business related information is there, it should be open to everybody. Everyone of us is able to handle difficult and sensitive news. They should not. Normally, what happened in the hierarchical structure, what we say, tension and stress is in the upper top level management. Bottom level management, we sometimes we are not bothered. If any difficult task come, we escalate and we become passive. No, in that case, everybody will be handling all type of situation. We believe in the power of collective intelligence because problems will definitely come. In that case, nobody one person is not strong. What we will do? We will take a advice forum. We will take a discussion forum where everybody will have a, nobody will give any uh, command to anybody, but everybody will have a positive discussion where we create an atmosphere that we will advise one another that okay, you can do with full truth. It should not be that okay, it is his work, why I will give a genuine feedback. No, everybody has to give a genuine advice. Whatever best possible they can advise, they should advise. And the other party, if they want to take the advice, the person he will take the advice. Third is responsibility and accountability. When we are saying you are having a full responsibility for the organization, it means that accountability comes with the responsibility. If we sense that something need to happen, we have a duty to address it. It's not acceptable to limit our concerns or to limit our roles. Okay, so everyone must be comfortable with holding others accountable to their commitment. So whatever responsibility is given, you have to give your 100% in that. Now, after self management, wholeness, when a person will come wholeheartedly to work, when I'll tell, organization shows the worth of the person, make them realize how worthy you are and how it is your contribution to the organization. So every employee is equally worthy, whether it is a menial staff, whether it is a supervisor, whether it is an executive, whether it is no hierarchy, no level, everybody is treated equally, and they all are equally worthy. They all are doing their task as per their potential and caliber. So they are equally worthy when we give them a feeling that everybody is equally worthy. At the same time, our community will be richest if we let all members contribute in their distinct way, appreciating the difference in the role. Some people are having different role, education, background, interest, skill. We must appreciate their worthiness is in their role. If somebody will tell me I am a teacher, if I somebody will tell me to go and do accounts work, I will not be able to do that. If I am my under me I have an accountant, I am a marketing executive will be only good in marketing, he will not be good in accounting. So everybody is different educational background, different, everybody's contribution is different, but all the employees are worthy. The treatment is given that way. Safe and caring workplace. People should not be criticized. Any situation can be approached from fear or separation or from love or connection. We choose love or connection. We strive to create emotionally, spiritually safe environment. The office should be feeling that it should be having a safe environment. Each of us should be having a freedom to express our mood. May it be love, care, gratitude, curiosity, fun, play. So everything should be expressed in your workplace. We are comfortable with vocabularies like care. So that should be there. The entire culture of the organization should be safe and caring. Then only the employee will come full with full wholeness. Second is overcoming separations. We aim to have a workplace where we can honor all part of us. For example, somebody, physical emotions, spirituality, feminine, masculine, all type of people should be treated equally. And there should be a learning opportunities. We are not born as masters. So in the organization, if wholeness has to come, it is assumed that that organization will give you an opportunity to learn and grow every day. If you don't know these certain things, immediately learning will be given. Immediately a new somebody will guidance will be provided to do you what type of work. Failure is always a possibility, but with the failure, how to overcome that failure and next time don't repeat it. Immediate somebody feedback, respectful confrontation will be given to the employee. Focus on the strength of an employee, not on the weakness. We cannot tell a fish to fly, or we cannot tell a elephant to swim, right? So in the same way, that focus should be given, that learning atmosphere, everybody has their own weaknesses. So this is the assumption. If I have to make my organization teal organization, if I want my organization employees should come wholly, wholeness should be there, then this should practices should be there, and the employees also, it is vice versa. Leadership also give these things to the employees, and employees also should deliver that way. There should be a relationship, and there, if there is a conflict, there should be a conflict management immediately. So means what should not be there, it is impossible to change other people. So what we should say, we should always think we can only change ourselves. If I don't like any member, I cannot change them, I have to change myself. We take ownership of our thought, belief, word, and action. And the employee should employ. We have to be taking ownership. Whatever work we are doing, whatever belief, whatever words we are saying, we are taking our ownership towards our work. We don't spread rumors. We don't talk behind someone's back. We resolve disagreement one to one. If you have having a disagreement, it should be resolved one to one. We don't blame problems on others. Blaming problems on others is the worst thing. Then somebody will come wholeheartedly. So if you have to give wholeness, bring wholeness in the organization. These five things you have to, it should be existing in the organization. One is equal worth, safe and caring workplace, overcoming separations, learning atmosphere, and relationships and conflict should be handled carefully. And now the evolutionary purpose. So if you have to bring evolutionary purpose, there should be first is the collective purpose. We view the organization as having a soul and purpose. Of every organization is having is starting, we are starting an organization with a purpose. The purpose of the organization should be understood. We try to listen in where the organization want to go. We want to see that what is the purpose of the organization. So accordingly, once you have to understand, then comes the individual purpose. It is our duty that we have to see to our calling, what is the my purpose of doing this job, and it should be aligned with the collective purpose. Then you have to plan your future, and then if it is done, if it is aligned, planning is perfect, your purpose and collective purpose is aligned, then by default the profit will come to the organization. So why we say that teal organizations are very successful? Why teal organizations are successful? Because of through purpose. Individual energies are boosted when people identify with a purpose greater than themselves. So within me, myself, my purpose is important. Purpose of the organization is important. If I will identify that, if the employees will identify that, or we said member of the organization will identify that, that organization will definitely succeed. Through second is through distribution of power. Power should not be kept with one person. Self management create enormous motivation energy. We stop working for a boss, start working to meet our own inner standard. Be your own boss. When you are your own boss and if you set your own standard, then you will be more higher and more demanding, and then you will be, the work will be coming, you will be giving your best work. Through learning, self management provides a strong incentive for continuously learning. We are not born masters. We are not born with all skills. So, but if we have to work, execute our task, somewhere if any skill is missing, we should focus on our inner development and personal growth. Then through better use of talent, as we discussed earlier, everybody doesn't have every talent. People are no longer forced to take management role that might not fit their talent. So that type of things are avoided. That in this case, I will not be given any work where which I am not skilled. You will see sometime it happens in the organization that staffing decisions are were not been taken appropriate. My skill is in different way, different place. I can be utilized somewhere else, but I have placed somewhere else. So that in that case, my true talent will not come. So teal organization focus on using all the talent, less energy wasting in the propping up the ego. Since there is no hierarchy, there is no blaming, there is no fighting, there is no conflict, everybody is truthful, then there will not be all the egos should be go to the dustbin. So less energy wasted in compliances. There are a lot of work we do and we waste our time in creating policies, maintaining policies. So that type of energies will be reduced energy. Less energy wastage in meetings. There is a boss who is giving instruction, then there is a chain of command flowing. So that is there is less energy should be wasted in that. Through better sensing, employees should have a sense of their surrounding reality. They have their own knowledge. They should know, okay, this is the information, this is the place I can contribute, and they should immediately contribute. Through better decision making, with the advice process, not with the direction. With the advice process, the decisions can happen in a better way. If right people make a decision at right level with the right input, with the relevant information, then the decision will happen smoothly. Through more decision making. So there should not be, in what will happen many of the time in the traditional organization, what happened, there is a bottleneck of the decision. If I have any problem, some problem is registered, right? That person is not able to solve my problem, it is escalated. So at the end nobody gives a decision. So at the end the top management, or there is 100 decisions pending. But in the, if you have a self managing structure, many of the decisions are taken immediately. If I have a decision power of everybody is, whatever for whatever work you are assigned, for that you take a decision, you are given full freedom to take a decision. Then more decision making will happen, timely decision making will happen. On the spot you can take a decision. Whatever purpose is, it should be aligned. Your purpose and the purpose of the organization should be aligned to each other. So that is the things that is all about the evolution of the organization. We have seen how human consciousness, earlier the leadership style was different, and now what are we expecting, why we are expecting this type of leadership. So we can see You might be thinking why there is a change, why we are not focusing on the earlier style was also good, right? Earlier style was good, but when you see today's generation Z, okay, you guys, those who are, you can see yourself, you are very different from your parents, your grandparents. Your attitude is different, working pattern is different, you are having a different type of exposure. If I have to get my work done from this generation Z, so it is, I have to think accordingly. So there are specific characteristics. It is highlighted in the research, we have seen that generation Z people have a specific characteristics. So they want to work. Who are the generation Z? Those who are born after 1995 are considered as a generation Z. And if I have to employ generation Z, do you think that they will work under a autocratic leader? Today's generation will not work under automatic. That's why the organization is evolving, their culture is changing, because the preference of the employees type of the employees are also changing. So this type of generation should be handled, can be best output can be possible with this type of leaders is only with the teal organization. Today's generation, they are having a different mindset. They will not work for 9 to 5 strict boss 1 2 3 4. No, today's generation will not work, right? You all know that how you people work. If somebody will force you sit for 5 hours, you will not sit. But if somebody will tell you this is the work, please do it, you decide how many hours you have to sit. You will sit for 5, not only 5, you will sit for 7 hours and finish your work. So this type of teal organizations are evolving now, and they are doing massively. So one of the teal organization example is the Morning Star. The Morning Star is a company where the Chris Roofer. So he started. This is a company which having a providing the tomato based products. So what they are doing, how they have implemented teal organization. So there are few learnings, few lessons, how he has Chris has implemented self management in his organization. So one morning, what happened? The question came to Chris' mind that how can we solidify a culture of accountability? Because what happens in the hierarchical structure, nobody feels actually accountable. If I have faced any problem, I'll escalate above. If I will face any problem, I will escalate above. Nobody feel accountable. So it was a question arises to Chris' mind that how I can make the employees accountable. So that time he thought a concept of a self-management. When initially this concept came in his mind, he explained this self-management with a beautiful story. How about with a beautiful narration, I can say that, like for example, if we are kid, when we were kid, so he explained the narration to his colleagues, and he said when you were a kid, you played sports on the weekend, you organized the game, you got others to cooperate. How do you do that? What do, you talk, you wanted all both the party wanted to play, they had the common interest, they came together, they took the initiative, they somebody brought the ball, somebody brought the bat, and they together form a cricket team and they played in the weekend. Did they ask their parents to do that? No, everybody, they did by themselves. So how they managed it? Because they managed it because they had that common interest. And one person who is good in that, they themselves identify that person as a captain. One person who is good in bowling, they themselves identify that, okay, you ball. Without any hierarchy, they come together and they played it without any guidance, without any parental. From the childhood, actually, we know how to do self management, but it is not implemented. So, if you want to choose right, so we have to do in self management. Under self management, they organize things nicely without anybody else when you have a common mission. So Chris Roofer has said that when we have give a common vision and we give them freedom to operate, then everybody will work. And what he did, he discussed with in his organization, he is the only one who had designation, that because he was given that designation by default. on paper somebody has to be a president, that's why he has given that designation. Rest everybody was called as a colleague. So what he did, he has given a colleague principles. He has first formulated a company's colleague principles which have to be followed. In 2013 he has drafted company's colleague principle, and he decided that everybody has to follow this colleagues principle. So before explaining about the colleagues principle, there is one incident which happened to him, that this company is dealing with a this tomatoes. They have trucks. They have to transport the trucks of tomatoes from one place to another. So what happened, he faced a problem that when he had having 10 trucks, so everybody told me that in one truck there will be a driver and there will be a supervisor. Okay, so he said, why two people? Because supervisor knows everything, so supervisor also should be there and driver should be there. So initially he doesn't realize, but later on when the trucks number of trucks increases, the cost of the supervisor and driver also increased. So what he did, he said, why we want supervisor? Because he know everything. He removed all the drivers. He said, supervisor, since supervisor know everything, let supervisor do everything, and he has given full authority, and the supervisor started driving the truck. So entire truck's responsibility is with the supervisor. How you manage, how to take, what to do, you yourself do it. And according to that, there was one more concept. What he said, with the self management, we have to give an idea of a total responsibility also. For the total responsibility, you have to own the responsibility. So entire responsibility should be given to them. You have to manage, you have to write, you have to draw, run your show. If you have to purchase anything, if you have given a designation, you have taken any charge of any work, that work will be assigned to you. If you want to purchase anything, there is no need to give a purchase order or requisition to any boss and then approval will come. No, you directly if that thing is required, you purchase. If any staff is required, you staff. But you should be aware about the purpose of the organization, and whatever work you are doing, it should be linking to the purpose of the organization. It should be fulfilling the purpose of the organization. So based on that, he has made this colleagues principle for every staff. And he said that nobody will be giving any authority, any force. We will not be forcing anybody. No hierarchy should be there that you do this work. Everybody will do work as per their freedom. So what is this colleagues principle? So when this colleague principle is there, it is first state is that understanding company's mission. So he explained the company's mission to each and every colleagues of the organization. And then he told the individual, what is your work? You align your goal with the mission. You have to tell your goal, and you have to tell me how you will be contributing to the mission of the organization. And then you yourself will commit what work you will be doing, how you will be executing, and then agrees to take full responsibilities of your work. And then you have to bring initiatives also to do that work. And then you have the fourth is that you have to show tolerance, because there will be a different colleagues, or each individual colleagues will be having a different nature. You will be ignoring the difference in their nature. Somebody's nature will be different. You will not be you will be it is accepted that okay, we all are separate individuals, so our thinking process will be separate, our habits will be separate. You have to show the tolerance. If you face any problem, there should not be any gossiping, backbiting, nothing. You can go directly and you can communicate. You should go and directly you should communicate, and you have to reduce your problem. And there should be last is you should show the caring and sharing information. All the information, business related information, should not be hid with anybody. Everybody should be given the actual business related information. And ultimately you will do what is right. You will not do anything wrong. So in this way he has made a morning star colleague principle. So thus they believe that if we are given our work, and everybody will do that work. If they are happy in the organization, everybody will do the work nicely. Everybody will enjoy the work. Only thing that we make a workplace enjoyable. So the culture of empowerment, self management comes if given, and then if the people are happy. The background philosophy of the organization is people are productive when they are happy. People are happy when they are control over what they are doing. So self management, through the self management, staff should be given control over what they are doing. If staff will themselves commit, I will perform this task, then they will surely do it. There is no need to control them, they will do it. Second company, successful company example of self management and steel organization is a Zappos. Zappos company also has a history. They have having lot of ups and downs they faced, but in 2013 they also started implementing the concept of holocracy. First they implemented, they abolished the concept of hierarchy, and they brought the holocracy. That in Zappos company, the Tony only thing, the Tony, when he started the company, he given the vision to everybody. He said the vision of the company was very much clear to each and every employees. What was the vision? We are company, customer service company that happens to sell dash. Actually, Zappos was a company which is selling shoes. So they started a company. His vision was not to sell only shoes. He can sell anything. But he started this shoes company to provide the best shoes to the customer, because he think that whatever customer wants, he should get that on time according to their preference. So that was the vision, that customer satisfaction, customer happy experience. That was the vision of the Zappos. So every member of the organization, they were working to achieve that. But initially they faced lot of problem to implement self management. They faced losses also, but he stick to that mission. He stick to it. He said that if we are giving the full authority, it will bring out success. And now you can see, if you search YouTube also, you will see lot of videos, YouTube videos of Zappos, where their organizational culture is shown, how happily the employees are working and how happily they are enjoying and they are working. So in that case, their company, his vision, he had given 10 values of Zappos family. First, these values are like imbibed in, like we can say, embossed in the mind of each and every employees. So they know whatever work I am doing, we have to fulfill these values of Zappos family. What was that? That is, deliver wow through your service. You should give best service to your customer. Embrace and drive change when there is a clear reason why. If any changes are coming, then you, if you know why these changes, then embrace this and drive and get do that change. Create fun, and sometimes little weirdness is also good. Be adventurous, creative, and open minded. Pursue growth and learning. Always be ready to learn. Build honest, open, and honest relationship with the communication. The relationship between the peers should be very open and honest. Build a positive team and family spirit. Do more with less and realize there is always room for improvement. Be passionate to and determined for your work, and be humble. These are the 10 values for of Zappos. Every employee knows that what is the value of the company, and they all are working for that. There is no hierarchical, they are following. This is one of the successful teal organizations. So these are the organizations, these are the examples where actually we can do. And if you want to do with today's generation, right, if today's generation it cannot be able to work in that organization, so this culture and attitude of the companies are changing. Similarly, I want to give a message to all my young generations, those who are right now in their generation Z, that if the culture of the organization only comes if you will be working, you will be trustworthy, taking accountability of your work, you will be taking responsibility of your work. Then only the empowerment will be given, and then the self-management will come with it. You have to work passionately, wholeheartedly, choose your work, whatever work you can do passionately, do that, and do sincerely, happily, and like your determination should be there in that work. You should not do any work just for the sake of doing it. Okay, that is a message which I want to give to all the generation Z students. Thank you, Sukanya. That's all.
Thank you, Dr. Sheena Abraham. That was indeed a
Hello.
very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Dr. Sheena Abraham. Am I audible to you?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Sheena Abraham. That was indeed a very interesting webinar. And thank you for throwing light onto this topic. And thank you all the participants for cooperating with us. And we have received a lot of positive comments from you, Dr. Sheena. So some of the learners they have dropped their questions. So if you are ready, we can move on with the Q&A session, Dr. Sheena.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes, definitely.
Sure. So we have a question from uh, I'll just read it out. So we have a question from Whistler Rodriguez. He says that how to deal with employees that has a bad behavior.
Yes, that behavior we have to identify, as we said, that the company has to give a atmosphere for the employee. If you are having giving a positive atmosphere to the in the organization, the employees will also behave positively. The positive and positive vibe should be spreaded in the organization. So that behavior should be, and otherwise if the employee is not right for your organization, then it is better that he will leave the organization. Or if we can adjust in that positive, keep those employees who are very positive, who can understand your vision and purpose of the organization, and who are ready to passionately contribute to the purpose of your organization, fulfill that.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sheena. So we have another question from Vikram. He says, from 2018, when COVID starts, some companies told their employees to work from home. Nowadays, also these companies told their employees to work from home. Is it right thing for human development?
When initially work from home was started to have as a precaution for COVID-19, but whenever the work from home was also there, it is not like that the company was not connected. Everybody was connected. Company, they were working in a server. Everybody company was connected to it, that it was continuously monitored. The work was monitored. The guidelines were given. Every morning they used to get a task, and it was their freedom what time you have to finish it off. So it was we can say, for the work life balance during that time it was good. Some work there is no need to go to the office and do it. You can do the work, the task, if everybody is responsible enough to finish their task. So work from home is a good option if the response is, if that type of work is given.
Oh, all right. Dr. Sheena, we have another question. There is still a layer of red managers hindering growth in organizations. How do you deal with them? Or is exit strategy best? About red
No,
managers who hinders the growth.
there are certain people who are still believe that the autocratic rule is better. So that type of leadership exists. They are getting outcome in that. But if they have to work with today's generation, then they have to change the strategy if they want to succeed with today's generation employees.
Okay. And we have another participant. He asked, like, how will this program help us to solve the global concerns? How will this
Not as
help
a
to
global concern, but as an employee, if you are, if at your age group you will be either a boss, you will be tomorrow, you will become a leader, or you will work as an employee. So this, you should always learn how to work in an organization, and how this self management and wholeness is important, and you should practice that thing in the organization as a leader, also as an employee also. So if you
Right.
learn that thing, then you will be successful everywhere.
Yeah, okay, doctor. We have another question from Abdit Kar. He says, if organization managers don't like to listen to their employees' concerns, and employees fear to be fired if they ask more questions. So how can they address their complaints to the about the workload to the
Ha.
managers?
So this type of concerns of fear will not exist in the tailed organization. There is no boss. There is nothing. No boss culture hierarchy is there. So there is no fear. All are treated equally. You will be assigned. That's why now people are encouraging with the teal organization. Here you are having a full freedom that you will be assigned with the work. You have to execute your work. The only thing concern is that you have to execute your work wholeheartedly. So there is no fear in that. There is no boss. Nobody is boss in the organization except the owner of the organization. Your work is allotted to you and you have to give your best.
All right. So we have another question. It is from Musa. He asks, is it possible to have a hybrid type between green and teal concepts?
Yes, that is the most of the companies are now doing that because green organization is the best organization. Nowadays, we see many of the organization are value driven green organization where hierarchy is also there. Employees are also happy. But slowly they are trying to change it. So hybrid means some area like in the self management teal organization, the self management is concept is there, not fully given self management. They can give partial decision making to the heads of the organization, to the they have it should be a decentralized way. Then we can hybrid it, both are green and teal. Some decisions making should be decentralized, then it can be possible.
Okay. So we have another question. How do we derive the best from employees? How do we
Yes,
derive the best from the
the,
employees?
you well, the best from the employees you have to keep them motivated. You have to make them understand your purpose of the organization. If the purpose is if the employee accept that okay this is the purpose and they are ready, they know their worthiness. If you show them that you are worthy and you are contributing to the organization in achieving the purpose, then they will definitely give their best.
Okay. So another question. What mechanism can a chair company implement to ensure individual KPIs are monitored and evaluated?
Can you repeat?
Yes, I can. What mechanism can a chair company implement to ensure individual KPIs are monitored and evaluated? I think it is
KPI.
steel company, maybe.
Till company. So individual KPIs are not been monitored by anybody else. You are given your task. You have chosen your task. You yourself will monitor your KPI in that still organization. You yourself will decide whether it is achieved or not. If you yourself is taking up a test and you yourself is taking up a task, then you will say, okay, you know how best you have done that task. It is up to your full responsibility to give the best. So no external, no KPI will be assigned to it. That you yourself has to decide your own KPIs.
So, Dr. Sheena, we have another question. What will be the possible challenges to this hybrid form of green and teal concepts?
Lot of challenges will be there. First of all is that atmosphere is different. Employees, the attitude of the people, that basic assumptions what we have studied to implement the teal organization is a trust, open culture, happy environment, everything to achieving positivity. So in that spreading that is a challenge, that I should give my 100%, right? So that attitude, developing a honest attitude, developing a trust among each other, that is a challenge. So for that, a special training should be given to the employees so that they should understand how what to get. Like if they can give you positive only if they work together with a clear mind, with a passionately, without any jealousy, without any ego, honestly. This understanding should be given to each and every member of the organization.
Yeah, Dr. Sheena, we have another question. How Zappos design culture using core values. How does Zappos can design culture using core values?
Core values are achieved. So in the Zappos, first of all, it is basically a cultural driven, value driven culture is there in the Zappos. So they have identified, they said that now further we will implement self management. We will go to teal organization so that there, what will happen? It is a story which I remember now what Tony has said that if any city is multiplied by 15, their innovation is multiplied. But if any company is employees are multiplied, their innovation is reduced. Why? Because they don't get freedom to work any decisions. For example, if any city is established, 10 people start their own business, they do their work individually with the ownership. A small business, how they run successfully, because they are doing their giving their best. In the same way, Zappos also want to keep their core value. They want to give the small units. Okay, you work this, I will give you work this, and you do your best in this. And but make sure that you all these 10 values should be, you should maintain all these 10 values in your organization, the small task, or everybody is given a small entrepreneurship concept, like it is a small entrepreneurs in a company, combined company, so they can achieve it. It is a small unit. They divide the bigger company in small unit according to their passion. They are working on that.
Yeah, okay, Dr. Sheena, we have another question. Yeah, like how managers should manage the intolerable employees. What strategies they should adopt?
Intolerable employees is make them understand, if the relationship is good, they should make them understand what is the worth, what is their worth in the organization, what is their expectation. And if everybody should be focusing on their own work and getting the work in the best possible way, there will not be any cross dependency. I am focused in my work and the other person is focused in the other his work. Both are concerned to deliver their work in the best possible way. So there is no cross connection happening. So there will not be any conflict.
Okay, Dr. Sheena. And we have another question. How Zappos family, how these core values can be implemented in an organization? Because after COVID-19, since everybody is working from home, how Zappos family can be implemented in an organization?
Yes, the concept, this is a philosophy. Wherever you are working, they are also not working in under the same roof. Wherever you are working, you should be aware what is the purpose. Company wants to deliver wow they said deliver wow through service. So means the main concern is the customer service. Whatever product you are delivering to the customer should be happy with that product and give feel delighted. That should be remember wherever you are working. It doesn't matter whether under in the you are working under a company. Your location doesn't matter when you are sharing the purpose of the company, when you understand the mission of the company.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Sheena Abraham. That was the question.
Thank you.
So once again, thank you, Sheena Abraham,
Thank you,
for this
Sukanya.
insightful webinar. And doctor, we have one more question. Can I read it out?
Yes, yes,
How do we reinvent military institutions which are purely red to achieve the green concept of organization?
yes. It is difficult. Military organization, they are having the red culture. They are having an authoritative culture. So that is a red culture they are they are following. In that red culture, the green concept implementation, their style of leadership has to be changed. They have to focus more on the benefit of the society, benefit of the culture, implementation, freedom given. Some type of organization, it will be difficult. Military institutions, they have their own norms, but in that case also, if they have their own, everybody is aware about their work pattern, if they do their work sincerely, then the red culture will gradually remove.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sheena Abraham. Thank you again. So thank you for your time. And once again, I thank all the participants for joining with us. And let me please remind you that we have launched a global MBA program, which you can visit at our website. You can go through UniAthena.com, and you can go through the programs that are available at our at UniAthena. So we have masters, we have diplomas, we have doctorates, and we also have diploma courses. So just go through our website, that is UniAthena.com. So I thank all the participants for joining with us, and we have arrived at the end of the webinar. And thanks, Dr. Sheena Abraham. We have participants; they are flooding with positive feedbacks. So they are thanking you so much. So thank you. We'll meet next time. So participants, if you have anything, please connect with us. And also, I'm reminding that you will receive the certificate of participation through the registered email ID. And you can also go through our webpage to have an idea about the courses that we offer. So thank you, participants, and Dr. Sheena Abraham. Thank you all.